Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on competitive multiplayer with Daggerwin. Just moving the goat pallets over across the goat milk pallets, I should say, across the dairy because yeah, the dairy is almost empty again. But we're starting to get to the point now where we are keeping the dairy running most of the time. This is actually now running overnight without running out. It's got 200 litres of milk left in it, and this is another 1600, so that'll keep it going hopefully the rest of today. And then at the end of the episode, I might try and put some more across. There we go. That's taken that. Now, one thing that people have suggested that would keep the dairy running for longer is if we got some cows or water buffalo, and then we could transfer the milk across to the dairy from that. And I was quite surprised, but actually pleasantly surprised by the reaction I got from purchasing this field up here, because I was thinking that everyone was going to say, oh yeah, definitely join these two fields together, you know, the usual thing that I always get. Join all the fields together, make one big field all the time. And it is definitely worth doing that. It does certainly make everything more efficient when you've just got one big field rather than doing lots of different fields, small fields. But another suggestion which I really liked, well, there's sort of part of the same suggestion but with different options, is to use that as the field like it is, and then use this area as a building plot, since it doesn't actually have any sort of precision farming soil data or anything in this area. It's a bit weird actually. Use it as a building plot for either a second, or I should say third, sawmill, because we already have two. We've got the small one and the medium-sized one, so we could build the big one here. The downside of that is we don't actually have any trees, I don't think, unless these ones over here are mine, but they're not very big trees. And to plant more trees, it would take quite a long time for them to grow in this area. We'd be looking at least 2 years, and by that time we might be coming close to the end of the series. So yeah, I'm not sure whether that is the best option. But another option is cow farm. We could build a cow farm here and use this for milk production, which would then go into my dairy and keep the dairy busier, and also bring in lots more money because, especially water buffalo, the milk is worth quite a bit. So I might build a cow farm on this and then use that for the milk for the dairy, and use this as just a normal field, maybe even a grass field for the cows, because they will need quite a bit of silage and hay, of course, for the TMR mix. But yeah, lots of things to consider, but I actually am leaning towards cow farm actually for this area, maybe. Yeah. Another thing which I wanted to talk about was I have actually got Daggerwin to put another mod on, which is this roll-on, roll-off SCANIA. What I'm hoping to do, although I don't know whether it will be compatible, is to get, well, actually there's two things I want to get. The normal thing, which is definitely compatible with it, this roll-on, roll-off bin for the grain, so we can cart from the combine with it. But the other thing was the a flatbed trailer for moving pallets and stuff around. I don't know whether it's going to be compatible or not, but we're going to try it. So actually, let's just buy this now. We can afford it. So it's 106,000, although that's with options. So we can take the options off and then add them on at the end when we bought it. So it should be free, hopefully then. So we'll buy that. Quite a big chunk of money that, but I think it's hopefully going to be worth it because it's a lot faster and easier to manoeuvre around the map than a trailer is. And speaking of trailers, the trailers are in the changeable systems, and then yeah, you get all these IT runner attachments for this, which will hopefully fit the lorry. I don't know whether they will, but the bale container is what I want to go for, I think, or the wood container. They're the same price. No, the bale container is cheaper, so we'll go with that one. I really hope this is compatible, but we'll find out. I don't know what colour to go with. It doesn't really matter too much, but it's free, so we'll go with that colour. I think that looks quite smart. And then we'll buy it and hope for the best. I'm not sure this is going to work, but let's find out. Okay, so we're going to the shop. Here we go. My concern is that it's not going to be a compatible length, but I'm hoping this is going to work. And then we need to modify the lorry as well, actually, after we've done this. We'll put the options back on for free, hopefully. Now, how does this actually work? I've never used this before. This has just literally been installed just now, so I don't know anything about how to use it. But we need to extend arm, there we go. So that puts the arm back very slowly. And then, yeah, that's hopefully going to lower it all the way down, and we can just back up to the attachment and put that on the bed. Okay, it's not gone all the way down, so we're not going to reach it from there. I'm hoping it's going to go lower. How do we do this then? Unless it's just not compatible with this, which is what my concern is. But this doesn't look low enough to me. Oh, there we go. No, I can do it on the mouse. That's good. Right. Right, grab that, and then we'll put it back on. I think that's lag. I think it is working. Because there aren't any rigid sort of European style lorries as far as I've seen, apart from this one, which is the roll on roll off system. But I think that's quite a good idea because it means we can use it as a grain tipper and also as a flatbed. Well, I think that has worked. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think that is working, so that's really, really good. So we can now modify it with the attachment, well, not the attachment, the well, features that it was giving us as standard, but we'll remove them. So what did it have? Oh, we can have different headlights, different engines. We don't need to change the engine at the moment, I don't think. We can put extra headlights on though. Spoiler. High spoiler, yeah, that looks quite good. Roof lights, sunroof. We can change the colour, of course, as well. I don't think we need to do all these things, but we'll add a few bits and pieces to it. Small bumpers. Oh, colour-coded bumpers, that looks quite good. Or a medium bumper. Yep, we'll go with that. I don't want to make it too low at the front because it's obviously going to be going off-road quite a bit, so we'll keep it like that, I think. Cabin details. I don't know what that's doing, but we'll keep it on. Right, okay, so that's looking pretty good. We can change the main colour as well. What else can we do? Can we add horns? Did I see a horn? Oh, there we go, yeah, horns, yes. There we go, that was quite good. And then, yeah, the colour, I don't know what colours to go with. It doesn't really matter too much. I don't want to spend ages choosing a colour, but should we go with a dark yellow? Does that look quite good? Yeah, that looks okay. We'll go with that. And, yeah, we'll do that, I think. That'll be fine for now. So we'll do that. And then we'll go and have a look at it. Hopefully that hasn't detached the trailer parts. I think we should be okay. Yeah, we're still attached, I think. Oh no, we're not. Okay, now we are. There we go. Right. So that is my new purchase. Oh, the Daggerwin's got a lag problem again. Well, I was having it last episode as well, so it is very frustrating, the lag. But at the moment, apart from a little bit, I haven't had too much today. So we're going to head down to the sawmill with this, and we're going to get the wood products loaded onto it and take them to the saw point. It'll be a good opportunity to use it for the first time and see how it works. So I'm going to head down there now and get on with loading this. That's the last of the wood beams just going on, and yeah, you will have noticed that I did have a bit of a problem with this. That when I was trying to load it when it was on the lorry, it was all the pallets were moving around very strangely, and they kept trying to fall off. So I strapped them on and lowered the bed down, and I've not had any problems since, so it's obviously some problem where you can't load it when the bed is up on the bed of the lorry for some strange reason. I'm not quite sure why that would be, but yeah, luckily I think I've sorted the problem by lowering it down, and then we can load it fine. It actually makes it easier to load as well because it's much lower down compared with loading onto on this height. So yeah, we'll get that pulled back on board and we'll take this to the sell point. So yeah, very, very impressive. Not used one of these for quite a long time in farming simulators. I have used them before, the IT runner pack of course, which I think most of us have used at some point, because it's been in farming simulator for a long time, but yeah, not used this SCANIA before to move them about, and I am pleased that they seem to be intercompatible with each other as well, which is really useful. I was quite worried about that, because that could have been a potential big waste of money there, but yeah, I think we've done alright here. And we can still buy the big tipper trailer part for it to go on, well not trailer, but you know what I mean, tipper to go onto this as well, and use it as a grain cart if we need to as well. But yeah, there we go. So we're loaded. Where are we going to take these? It might be easy just to go to the nearest sell point. It does depend on the price, of course. So long planks, best price is farmer's market, yeah, as usual. And then the wood beams, best price is at the farmer's market as well. So we will go to the farmer's market. I think it is worth the trip for that much extra. So we'll head over there now. Possibly Daggerwin will see what I bought. I wonder if he'll like it or not. But yeah, I think it's probably going to get a bit of a mixed reaction because it probably wasn't 100% essential, but it will be helpful, I think, especially with it being such a tight map. I think it is useful to have a less long vehicle to make some of these turns, because it should be quite manoeuvrable with this double steering front axle as well. Should be pretty good for getting in and out of some of these tight gateways. So yeah, we'll head over there now, get this sold. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, there is some, I think there is some issue, actually. That's a shame. It shouldn't be doing that. Well, as long as it stays on there, it's not the end of the world, but it isn't great. As long as I don't lose everything, that would be bad. Or not be able to move anymore. It's definitely not happy. I don't know why it's doing that, but because this is designed for bales and pallets, this trailer attachment, so it can't be that. It must be some sort of compatibility issue between the two, between the trailer part and the lorry, because this wasn't designed for it. But it was working okay, but this isn't very good with it doing that. That's sort of the same problem I was thinking I was having when I was trying to load it. Anyway, we'll try and get there, hopefully sell all this lot, and then we need to get on with some drilling, I think, and planting, because it is that time of year. We need to focus on doing that, so we'll get going on that after I've sold this load. Yeah, well, that was what I was worried about. Clearly I was not going too fast there. That was just because this thing is obviously very glitchy and is causing quite a lot of problems. I'm now drifting across the floor on my side. This is not good at all. I don't think I'm going to keep this. It's a bit disappointing. Yeah, it's a shame. I was really hoping this would make life a lot easier for me, but it clearly doesn't. Yes, well, I don't know what to do really now. I'm wasting my time. I think what I'll do is I'll get something going, a helper going on the planting, because we're losing loads of time now on doing that. So we are going to go to the fend and drop off that, and we'll go. Well, we need to buy a planter. Actually, we don't actually own one. Let's have a look here. So we're going to go for something decent sized. We can afford. Well, we can afford any of them really. That will use up quite a lot of the money, but I suppose we could lease it. I think we'll go for that one, because then we'll get things done a lot faster. Although that one does 11 miles an hour, that one only does 7. So we might go with that one. It's quite a bit cheaper, and yeah, we'll go with that one. I do quite like this one. The only problem with this one is it is towed, so it's quite long, but we should be okay. We'll buy that because then we'll need it in the future. Right. So yeah, the plan is then to get the helper going in one of the fields, planting a crop, and then I'll try and sort out what's happened to the lorry, which is, yeah, less than ideal. So we need to head to the shop, pick up the planter. Daggerwin is on his way down here by the looks of things. I noticed he'd parked a lot of his vehicles in my field for some reason. Oh yeah, I better not pull out there because that is quite wide. And when he's gone past, we'll head to the shop, get my planter, and I'll get the helper to make a start on one of the fields. Okay, well, I think we've got it back on its wheels at least. Whether or not we'll make it to the sell point is another matter. And what will happen when I pick it up again, I don't know. But we'll give it a go. We haven't got too much further to go, that's one positive. We literally only got to go there, so I'm hoping we'll get there. But this has turned out to be a bit more of a drama than I was expecting it to be, that's for sure. I also just realised as I got here that I should have brought my roller with me because that field will need rolling. Anyway, we're back on our wheels and we're moving again, that's something. Oh no, there's a gate as well. I better go through the gate. I know that I entered through the hedge, but that was hardly my fault. I didn't exactly have any control over where it was going. Weirdly, it rolled over on the road and then decided it was going to slide through the hedge on its own. Anyway, we're back on our wheels, so we'll go through here and hopefully make it to the sell point. Oh, yeah, it's still not quite the right angle, we need to straighten up a bit. Right, okay, let's try and sell this wood. If I'd just sold it at the nearest sell point, this would never have happened and I'd have been well ahead of where I am now. As it turns out, I've wasted about 10 minutes trying to get this thing back on its wheels. So, okay, here is the farmer's market where the best price was for the wood. It probably isn't anymore, but hopefully it is still okay. Let's see what we can get for selling this wood. About 10 or 15 minutes later than it should have been, but here we are. Okay, so that was worth it at least. 115,000-ish, 116,000 that was worth the time, I suppose. And that's brought us back up to 244,600. Okay, so this needs to go back. I don't know. I'll keep hold of it for now. I'll wait to hear people's thoughts. If I'm only doing short journeys with it, it probably is okay. And I think for carting grain with it, with the actual hopper that it's supposed to have on it, probably will be fine. I'm hoping that the problem is just a compatibility issue between the IT Runner flatbed and the SCANIA mod, but we'll see. We can try that and see if it works with that one as well, but not today. Obviously it'll be in harvest time when we do that, if I still have it by then. But I think as I spent over 100,000 on this, I probably won't get rid of it in the first day. We'll probably give it a bit more chance and see if we can sort it out, but I do think there is some issue with between the two mods, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to use this very well. It would have been easier to stick with the normal trailer that we had, but never mind. We've still got that, at least we didn't sell it, so we can use that if we need to. But it's okay now, it seems, although it is a little bit, you can tell it is a bit wonky on there, it's not quite right. But obviously having all that weight on it didn't do any good, that was what was really pulling it over. So yeah, I'll just be interested to read people's comments on it and see what you think, but I'll just keep hold of it for the time being and maybe use it again. I think if we were just going to the local sell point it would be fine. but it obviously didn't like that long journey. It eventually tipped it over. But I was only going fairly slow. I mean, I suppose I could have been going a bit slower, but it wasn't that. It was clearly tipping over on its own. It was definitely some sort of glitch. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the sawmill and then we'll get on with our field work. I'll go and pick up the roller and get that field rolled. Right, okay, so we're in this field now and we'll get that one planted as well. Let's just check the field map. So we're doing 3 sunflower fields in this area. Oh, Daggerwin's done sunflowers as well, so quite a few sunflowers around here. Just got the help of rolling 116. 112 just been planted and then we've just about managed to get into this field across the roads, but these gateways are so narrow. And this, I did say this was a bit long, and yeah, that's where it's a problem, where it's trying to get through tight gateways like that when there's not much space to turn is always difficult. Anyway, we're going now. I've got the helper going again on this one. Let's just make sure that that one's got enough lime. I can't remember if I did lime on this one. Yes, I did. Good. Okay, so they're all these fields are good. And yeah, it's doing the nitrogen as well. I did just turn on, I can't see it now because the helper's going, but I did just turn on the crop sensor as well, which I paid for on this tractor, or added extra. So hopefully that is making a difference. I don't know whether it is, but yeah, that's switched on now. So that's going to get on with this one last sunflower field. I think as far as the other fields go, I'm probably going to be doing soybeans in 73 and 16, and then 71 I'm not sure yet, and 74 is grass field. But if we have got cows, if we get some cows, we will need the grass field for silage and hay, so we might keep that as a grass field. 73 soybeans and then maybe 71 sorghum or soybeans as well, I don't know, but we'll see. Certainly these two probably soybeans, but that'll be next time because that'll be in April when we do those. So yeah, not going too bad now. The other thing we've got is a few more sunflowers I noticed that have been produced overnight, so let's just check the price of sunflower oil, sorry, not sunflowers, sunflower oil. Yeah, it's still pretty good, so we'll get them sold, which of course will mean another job for this. So we'll give it another go. Won't be as fully loaded this time, so maybe it'll make a difference. It'll only have a few pallets on it. So we'll get this over to the mill and we will get this loaded up with sunflower oil, sorry. Oh, there's just another pallet just spawned there, so I suppose, where's the best price? Is it the farmer's market? Of course it is. Maybe we'll just put this one on and hope for the best. At least if it falls over with just 1 or 2 pallets on, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's not like when it falls over with a full load on. So it might not even fall over with that amount on actually, so that's what I'm hoping anyway. So we'll sell one more plank pallet and then get the rest of the sunflower oil sold while the price is still reasonable. That'll bring in a bit more money. So we'll get this one on. Oh yeah, of course it's going to, because it's not lowered down, it's going to do that thing again where they move around a lot. Yeah, there it goes, it's moving. Quickly strap it before it escapes. There we go. Yeah, so we'll leave that there, and then we'll jump in the lorry again, take this over to the mill. So loading seems to be fine as long as you lower it down, but then when you're travelling, of course, it's not lowered, so that's when it can start to cause issues again. But we'll get over there, get those sold, and we'll load up and sold, and then see what we're doing after that. Just looking at the calendar, because we've finished the sunflower planting, basically the only things we can really plant realistically that we can actually harvest are sunflowers or oats today, so we don't really want to be doing oats particularly. Not the best thing for flour production, so I'd rather do either sorghum or soybeans, which are worth a lot, and they're both in April, so yeah, we'll probably leave it for now, and then in April we will get the soybeans planted. Just come to refill with seed though, because it was getting a bit low on seed. Oh, there's a bag there. That's not my bag either. I'm pretty sure that's Daggerwin's bag. It is, yes. Yeah, so that's kind of in the way. Let's try and avoid that again. Not quite sure why Daggerwin has not moved all of his stuff that's been here for a while now. I know I do leave things here from time to time, but I try not to if I can help it. Right, so this can go back to the yard for today because we're not going to do any more drilling. I don't think we'll have time to roll everything if we do any more drilling today anyway, so we'll leave the rest of it until tomorrow, or April, the next day. We'll take this back to the yard. Still got the helper doing the rolling though, so that's all going fine. Apart from that pretty shaky start, we've actually done pretty good today. Actually, we've done quite a lot. It's gone better than I was kind of hoping it, or thinking it might do at the start. It wasn't a particularly great start, but yeah, I think we've got on top of things, and everything is coming together. But we have got quite a lot of drilling to do next time, although I think we can spread it over May as well, so if we don't get everything done in April, we can do a bit more in May, but I think we will do. It doesn't take too long with this planter, sorry. It doesn't take too long with this planter. My only sort of criticism of it for this map is that it is quite long. As you can see, it is a little bit awkward to get around some of these turns, but it's just about manageable. The other one I was looking at probably would have been slightly easier, because that was, although it was wider working with, it wasn't quite as long, I don't think, on the road, so that would have been probably a better one overall to go with. The only downside of that one is that it is a bit slower in the field. It only does 7, I think it was, miles an hour, rather than this one which does 11. So this is quite a speedy planter actually. Once it's in the field, it does actually get it done quite quick. And it's not so bad working with either, 9 metres. So yeah, I think this is a good one. I know I use it quite a lot, but it is a good one, definitely. I'm going to put it in this shed here, I think, because it's a nice low shed. Oh, yeah, it's a bit awkward though. The ramp is quite steep, and it does, yeah, it's not quite on the ramp, which is messing it up a bit. I think we need to get more straight. Let's try again. So yeah, when I've done this, I'm going to bring the lorry back. We had to park the lorry up in a sort of pull-in while we sorted out the tractors, which got finished. So yeah, I'll I'll get the lorry back, and then we should have time to get a bit more wood. Oh, it doesn't like this, does it? It's too steep for it, I think. I think what it's doing, and I've had this before as well, is it's lifting the back out, lifting the wheels off the ground, and it's sliding. So it's not going to go in there. That's annoying. Okay, I'll find somewhere else to put it, and then we'll get on with everything else. Good, okay, so the sawmills are both now filled out with wood, or they've got wood with them anyway, so that's all sorted. The helper's just finished the rolling, so that's all of the rolling completed now for today, and all the drilling, of course, or planting completed as well, so I've done pretty much what I wanted to do in the end, so that's really good. The only thing I haven't done is actually do something with that field that I bought last episode, which is probably going to be put cows on it, cow shed, and or a sawmill, but I think the cows will be more sensible because we've got no trees there really, so it would take a while for the trees to grow, whereas here I've got the trees all around. I've planted trees all the way around this field and this field, two fields, all the way along the boundary behind the goats there, all the way up there I've planted, and then all the way around behind the sawmill here are trees, so we've got plenty of trees around this area for this sawmill to keep going, or these two. But yeah, not many in the other area, I don't think. So that's the reason I'm not that tempted by the sawmill idea. Cows would be something a bit more different, because we've already got sawmills. Daggerwin's got loads of sawmills as well. I don't want to just do sawmills and wood all the time, so we might put another one up, but at the moment I'm thinking cows would be more beneficial. So, yeah, this helper has just finished. We need to bring this back to the yard, and then we'll be done, I think. This field, let's just check the fields to make sure that they're all rolled. I think they are. It's a little bit that it's missed there. Apart from that, I think it's done a pretty good job there. It's getting a bit confusing. I keep forgetting which fields are mine, because I know they're colour coded, but they're all right next to each other, so it's hard to. Well, it's not hard, but it can get a bit confusing when they're all close together. Anyway, yes, so mine are the blue ones. Daggerwin's are the green ones, obviously. Okay, let's get this back to the yard, and then I think we'll probably be done. I'm imagining Daggerwin is close to finishing, if not already finished. He hasn't said nothing yet, I don't think, but oh yeah, he's just coming back now. So I'll just head back to the yard with this, and then I think we'll end there. Yep, so as you can see, Daggerwin just said he's all done, and I am all done as well. So for once, we've finished at exactly the same time. That's perfect timing, and it's gone, in the end, pretty well today. Didn't start off too great, as you know, but yeah, I think we've done pretty well there overall. And next time we've got 3 more fields probably to plant, 73, 16 and 71, and then we'll do something with this maybe as well, and probably keep that as a grass field for potentially the cows if we get them. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.